Right, guys, are you diabetic or you know someone else who is? Do not scroll. Now, if you do not want your feet to be filled with ulcers or amputated, then you need to watch this video. Now, here are 10 ways to keep those feet nice, pretty, and healthy, even as you manage your diabetes. Now, the first thing is you need to check your feet every single day. Now, treat your feet like a boss because sincerely, they are. When it comes to diabetes, unfortunately, your feet are the organs that are worst hit when it comes to complications of diabetes, especially when it's not well controlled. So, inspect for any cuts, any bruises, any sores, or anything that feels unusual or abnormal and quickly report to the doctor. You get why? Because early enough, it's important, and every day too is also important to check. Now, number two, get a chiropodist. A chiropodist. Now, they are professionals to cut your nails. If you do not have a chiropodist, don't worry, I've got another hack for you. Now, the one thing you can do is instead of cutting your nails, get a file. Now, with file, there's lower risk of injuring yourself while you cut your nails, especially those side places you really want to get into. If you're diabetic, you're not going for any feet or nail competition. So don't bother. Just file them nice and short so you don't stand the risk of injuring them while you try to cut them by yourself if you do not have a chiropodist. Now let's move on to the next one. Wash your feet with lukewarm water. Now, Auntie Cynthia, I said lukewarm water, not hot water. Because, like I said, diabetes affects the nerves of your body. Now, those nerves may even start to malfunction or they may not even feel sensation. You might put your legs in hot water because you don't feel it and scald yourself. Remember, we want to make those feet as injury-free as possible. So, you can wash with warm water and mouth soap. Don't soak your feet. You get why? Now, because you've got the feet diabetic, yes, we try to ensure that we do not make them too wet where fungus can breathe. And remember, a happy feet is a dry feet. Now, not dry all the way. You can moisturize. That comes to the next point. You can moisturize your feet, but don't moisturize in between your toes because those are very, very lovely pockets that fungus can decide to breathe upon. In fact, they can create a Christmas party right in those toes. So, after you've washed with lukewarm water and soap, dry them thoroughly. Be very intentional about drying in between your toes. They are very good sites for fungal infection. Now, after washing, what else can we do? We cannot stop talking about we cannot keep talking about the outside if the inside is faulty. We have to ensure that your blood glucose is within normal range. Take it as a Wi-Fi. It has to be stable for connection. It must not be too high or too low. Yes. Now, the sweet numbers are if you're diabetic is 80 to 130 and if you're not diabetic 70 to 100. But you can always reach out to your doctor to give you your own baselines and you work with that. Always make sure you check regularly and record so you know what is causing the spikes, increases or reduction and you'll be able to follow suit. I hope you understand me. Now, I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to explain to you how to manage your health, your foot care really well when it comes to diabetes. Now, one other thing I need to talk about is your blood pressure and your blood glucose are like Siamese twins. They both need to be stable so that none affects the other. Now, if one is faulty, it's just a matter of time, the other one will follow suit. I kid you not. They are like Siamese twins. Now, going back to the lovely footwear, Auntie Cynthia, wear comfortable shoes. Now, when I say comfortable shoes, I mean when you put the shoes on, you can wriggle your toes. Now, that is very, very important. Don't start thinking of buying that expensive footwear if you're not comfortable in it. As much as possible, we want to ensure that our feet or the toes breathe. Let them breathe. So we want to make sure that at any time you put your legs in those shoes, you can wriggle your toes and they are nice and pretty. Don't make them stocked up in a prison because that would increase the risk of number one being infected, number two being wet, and then you can also have more nerve damage, especially when you're diabetic. Of course, you can put on socks, no doubt about that, but make sure your socks are comfortable, they're free enough, and they do not leave your skin indented when you take them off. It should be free enough and it should be nice and warm. In fact, They help you to protect you. They help to protect your feet from extreme temperatures of heat or cold. Finally, exercise, dance, move around. Now, sedentary lifestyle is not very great with diabetes. You have to ensure that you move those muscles because the blood in glucose in your blood needs to go into the muscles and they need to work, because if you keep them moribund, the diabetes keeps increasing. Now, be active, that is very important, but just be sure that while you're active, you don't overdo it so you don't go into hypoglycemia. I've got another video about hypoglycemia in one of my series, this diabetic series, so make sure you join. I'm Creative Nospreneur and I make health as simple as ABC. If you find this useful, don't forget to like me, don't forget to join, don't forget to drop a comment about what you want me to talk about, because all through this week we're talking about diabetes and diabetes and diabetes. Till I see you in my next one, stay safe, be good, bye for now.